Dude, that is some sheen on that button down you're wearing today.
Like this, so I don't know if it's a function of the light reflection or.
Come on, man. I think there's a little like sateen to that. Is that?
Remember Grady Mateen? I mean,
Grady
now
Mateen.
We're talking about three people in the audience right now, but Grady Mateen, a Georgetown player that never saw the light of day.
He looked, yeah. Well, he I just don't think he had the gusto underneath the hoop. But more importantly, that shirt's got the gusto.
Yeah,
and it looks,
no question about it.
It looks almost like I almost want to like rub you. I feel like it's kind of got
fair.
Like a nice.
No, that's what I'm going for. So maybe tonight on Fast Money, I'm sure you'll bring it up. But because this will be my Fast Money attire.
So this is obviously a week where historically the focus has gone on retail. And Black Friday, which doesn't really exist, of course, or at least in the form we formerly have known it. Certainly nobody's waiting out online. Certainly stores aren't letting people in. And I don't think governors in almost every state in the country are not going to let this happen. But it's interesting too, because bringing up, yesterday of the stores that people were waiting outside in front of, and whether it was, Macy's, Nordstrom's, malls,
Walmart. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, Bed Bath and Beyond, Best Buy.
It's crazy to think about what people were willing to do to each other to get a toaster for $20 off. I mean,
Toys R Us was a big. Yeah, it makes it. I never understood the desire to do, it just never made sense to me, but people seem so like they so look forward to it. People that I know, I never got it. Never look. It never.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that you were never one of those people, waiting outside and heading out after a turkey dinner at 10 p.m. or midnight. But I mean, it's almost like that Who concert, that unfortunate Who concert in Cincinnati. I mean, people were, by the way, that was. It's hard to believe, and there've been a few of those rock and roll moments.
I remember when WKRP actually did an episode that was because it was WKRP in Cincinnati. So they came back and they did an episode that sort of revolved around that tragic event. And the Who, what's got to be.
What's the name of the DJ? What's the name of the guy?
Venus Flytrap.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
Venus Flytrap.
It was Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap.
Johnny Fever. I'm thinking of the Fever, and obviously, let's not forget about Lonnie, because I think
But it was the program director that was the real. She was the sort of the hidden gem of that.
Well, she was kind of like she was the Marianne of the Marianne and Ginger debate. Is that
no doubt? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, Lonnie was a headliner, but she was, and I'm going to look her up as you speak because I know you're clearly going somewhere with this.
Well, I've got a few things to talk about. So the recovery in Macy's, Nordstrom's, the Gap stores, just to take three, is nothing short of extraordinary. Back from the ashes. And we've talked about Macy's, by the way, also a sad week. Forget not being able to go to Walmart at midnight on Thanksgiving Eve. How about not being able to stand along the side of the road and watch an inflated Barney or runaway Cat in the Hat, balloon? I mean, I'm sad about that. So.
And that's the best thing that's happened because I think parades. I've never understood the affinity to watch a parade. It's like the most mindless. I know people love it. They go the day before to watch the
it's
things
a great
being inflated.
Moment, man. Come on. No. The sound of the bands, the high school bands, the cotton candy. You can smell those like roasted nuts. It's cold. You got a hat on. You're sipping on a hot chocolate.
People lip syncing their Broadway shows songs.
Dude. You know what?
Parades,
you know
what?
We need that.
If we never bring that back, that'll be okay.
It's funny. You sound like my wife, who says if she ever, her part of her mayoral campaign will be to outlaw street fairs and all parades. Which
I'll vote for her just on that.
They gum up the works. I mean, I'll admit that. But the death of the mall. By the way, Guitar Center files for bankruptcy today. I mean, that's a sad day when fledgling.
There was a Guitar Center out in Landover, Maryland, I think, that we used to go to because my roommate and my buddies were in this band, and we used to every once in a while go out there to look
The name of the band, of course,
The Idle Minds.
The Idle
And I
Minds.
encourage folks to check them out. But we used to go out there to find whatever the hell we needed to find, you know, strings for their guitars or, you know,
and what were you doing in there? Were you banging on the cowbell or something?
No, I was just going to check it out because I always found it fascinating. And they're always, it's like Barnes and Noble. They're always like stragglers just hanging out, not buying anything. You know, these guys that go in just they want to strum a few chords or something.
Yeah, well, exactly. And in fact, there's the forbidden riff list at Guitar Centers or Sam Ash near me, where can you imagine if you're actually a real musician and you're underemployed and you're way too talented and the only job you're unfortunately getting consistently is at the music store, and you got some hacker sitting in and pulling down a $3,000 Rickenbacker or Strat and playing the first three chords to Smoke on the Water, which anybody can play in their street in their seat,
or
you know,
or Can't Explain or Stairway. Dude, or something.
Dare I say, I bet Sweet Home Alabama or Freebird probably getting. In fact, you know, Freebird and Jumpin' Jack Flash, I think, were the first two songs my band learned and ruined those songs for me forever. And I'm guessing there's a lot of those songs out there.
Well, I will tell you,
band
you know,
people.
As Skinner being one of my top 5 bands, Freebird is one of my top 5, you know, least favorite songs. So.
Okay. That's fair, and that's admirable, and it means you're addressing some of the overplay issue. But Nordstrom's is up 10.5% today. Macy's is
$10.50. I mean, that's crazy.
Macy's is up north of 60% in about 2 weeks. What do you do with these trades?
I think to me, I thought Macy's would actually trade up to $9.55. I think we talked about it, and we actually talked about it on Fast Money, saying that was the $100 table. I think you said the $1,000 table. So this move to me is just an overshoot. But I think if you're long the stock, which I think you've been, you got to take some money off the table. Same thing with Nordstrom. These are heavily shorted stocks that, you know, for whatever reason, people see some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just not sure what the light is. By the way, I think Janet Yellen being named Treasury Secretary probably added some mojo to this as well for whatever reason. So I think it's a gift. It doesn't mean they can't continue to sort of grind, but the move has been extraordinary.
Well, you know, what's amazing to me is looking at a Gap stores, and I know we got to slowly get out of here, but I mean, the Gap right now has gone from, I don't know, you know, $6.5, $7 at its lows to the mid-20s now. And there is, you know, some recovery here, and Old Navy, which was always kind of the bellwether part of that empire. We know Banana Republic's been in problems, having problems for a while. And in fact, as people talk about COVID starting to see a finish line, the wrong way to put it, the end of this awful, you know, social disaster, medical disaster, but the Banana Republic actually is option value in Gap stores, ticker GPS, because there's no value ascribed to it. And if you look at the multiple that the Gap's trading at now, dude, this could be the Gap of the mid-90s when you were wearing, you know, shoulder pads and acid wash jeans, which I'm sure you were.
To go back to my shirt and this, what'd you call it? Sateen.
There's a sateen to your shirt today. There's no question about it. No, there's not a
mateen. I mean, the stocks overshoot to the downside and people go nuts. But when they overshoot to the upside, they somehow attach fundamentals behind. I'm not suggesting you're doing this, but I think a lot of people in the market do. And the fundamentals don't support, I think, Gap at these levels and probably Macy's as well. And I think you're probably seeing, I have to look and see Macy's, but you're probably trading 2-3 times normal volume. I say you pull the ripcord. Thank God that there's no parade on Thursday and live to fight another day.
Okay, so look, there will be a parade. It just won't be attended with people on the street corners. But don't worry, you're going to see Backstreet Boys and Barney
and Underdog, who's my favorite.
Enjoy yourself, and whatever you do, don't go into the next music store, bang the cowbell, or play
Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the Water. All right,
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you later.